Hello, and welcome to Behind Beloit. I'm Ellie Anderbyrne. By day, I serve as Chief of Staff at Beloit College, but more importantly, I'm a proud alum, a longtime resident of the city of Beloit, and someone who's chosen to build a life here. My husband and I are raising our kids in this community, and like many of you, we spend weekends at the farmers market, cheering from the sidelines, and navigating the rhythms of this city. I wanted to host Behind Beloit because I believe the most interesting stories in a place like this aren't always the loudest ones. They're the stories about people who keep things running, who show up every day, and who care deeply about where they live. This shows an opportunity to slow down, ask better questions, and get to know the people that make Beloit tick. Whether that's how our streets get cleared in the winter or how a team prepares for a big game. My hope is that Behind Beloit helps us better understand our city, appreciate one another a little more, and feel even more connected to the place we call home. Today, I'm joined by Brian Morello.
Hi, Ellie.
Hi there. Brian is the director of the Center of Entrepreneurship at Beloit College, and he also oversees the Beloit Cable Access television station, the very platform that makes Behind Beloit possible. Brian has spent years helping students, faculty, and community members turn ideas into action, and he's been a strong advocate for using local media as a way to tell authentic community stories. I'm excited to talk with him today about why this station matters and how this show came to be. Welcome, Brian.
Thanks, Ellie. Glad to be here.
It's great to have you. So let's just start with some simple stuff. Why does a city like Beloit still need cable access television in a world dominated by social media and streaming?
Well, I think it's a format, a visual format that can give us a little bit of a longer session to approach these topics and not just be the bite-sized chunks that you see in social media. So I think we have this asset, and using it is a good place to start.
Mm-hmm. So tell me about this show. What's the format going to be that's sort of different from social media?
Well, the format will be two segments. So we'll talk about local government activities. So you might hear from somebody from Parks and Recreation, maybe Public Works, or fire or police. So you'll be able to see behind the scenes all these different people that help the city work well, and maybe things that are underappreciated or just kind of go without you knowing how they work. So I think it'll be an interesting take and getting to know some of the people who are helping the city work well every day. And then the second piece will be sports. We all in this community have a love affair with sports, and we're blessed with not only our high school athletes and athletic programs. We also have Beloit College that has all the Division III athletics. And then, unlike only 120 cities in the country, we have professional sports in the Skycar baseball team, which is the high A minor league affiliate of the Miami Marlins. So we'll be able to spend time with people in their organization talking about what it's like to have professional athletes in our community, and the facilities that go along with it, like ABC Supply Stadium.
So a really nice mix of sports and the things that happen all around the community from all different levels, and learning about the behind-the-scenes ways that the city works and cool things happening to make this just a better and better community.
Yeah, and I think it's going to provide an opportunity to have citizens learn more detail and get more of an appreciation for what really happens. And I think it'll be very interesting, even though the topic of how a wastewater treatment plant works, might not seem interesting on its face, but as you know.
Yeah. But when you think about it, we get beautiful, clean water in our houses at very modest cost every month on our city utility bill, and it's really just an amazing thing that you live in a world that most humans in the world have never lived in. Then you turn on the tap and fresh, clean water flows out.
That's right.
Yeah. Pretty
That's
cool.
right.
So it seems like you're really thinking about how this kind of show can advance civic understanding and build some local connection. Can you talk some more about that?
Yeah, I think the complexity of a municipality is more than most people think about on a day-to-day basis. And while we have, as one of our core functions at Beloit TV, the responsibility to broadcast the city council meetings, a lot of those meetings can be very technical in nature. passing resolutions and having the arcane numerical system around them and some of the just protocols that they have to follow makes it a little bit unapproachable. And in this way, we can extend past just the operations of a city council and go into a little longer format, a little more user-friendly language of trying to understand how alcohol licenses get approved or zoning for certain properties, how they deliberate on using funds to maybe and build a new pool or manage a municipal golf course. So we'll be able to do it in a very approachable way, something that will be entertaining. We'll hear it directly from the source of the staff and personnel that are making these decisions. And I think it'll create some connection in a way that will have people feel great about all the things that the city has and maybe understand a little bit more about how these decisions are made and frankly how they can use and enjoy the amenities that come about because of this.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So when you think about this program, Behind Beloit, on Beloit Access Television, what really motivated you to get it off the ground now?
Well, the number one thing is that we have funding and the capacity to have an access television station. So the resources have already been allocated to have the equipment and some personnel to operate it. So then as we started to say how could we create content, it became very clear that the value of an access TV station is to bring hyper-local content to the citizenry of a locale. So this is not something you're going to hear on newscasts that are broader in nature, a national newscast, even a newscast that in our instance might come from Madison. They're just not covering things that are happening on the ground here in Beloit. So that was the impetus of the idea, was to bring some hyper-local content, and the logical place to start was both how the city works, things that are going on behind the scenes, and then people's affection for sports. And we thought we could do something that was small, simple, fast, kind of collegial and conversational, and a little bit loose where we wouldn't have to be perfect because it is a small local audience, and just see how it goes. And then, as with most things, we feel like the content will improve, we'll get feedback from people on the street and try to make it more interesting. But we were fortunate to have the capacity here at the station. You were kind enough to join us and agree to be the host. So the pieces came together, and we're just going to give it a go.
If community members who are watching this today have ideas or feedback or thoughts or requests, how should they send those in?
Yeah, I think we'll have a info link on the screen, so you can send us an email and a phone number. We're happy to take input. Frankly, we'd love to hear what you as an audience have to say about the show and things that you're interested in. But also as you see us or your city council members out in the community, just feel free to approach them and talk about what you like or don't like about the show. And we'd love the feedback because this is meant first and foremost for the audience, and we can pivot and change the approach and some of the guests and things as we get that feedback. So we'd love to hear it.
Can you talk a bit more, Brian, about how you hope residents of the city of Beloit will engage with the station or with this show? Viewers, contributors, storytellers?
Well, like we just mentioned, I mean, we'd love to hear feedback about the show specifically and things that you enjoyed or other people you'd like to hear from. But the other thing is, this is sort of a beachhead for the idea that an access TV station is also a community resource. So hopefully this is just the end of the beginning, and that people get excited about seeing that, people who aren't professional broadcasters like ourselves are having fun, get in here and try it, produce a little show that, while not, perfectly organized or put together like something you'd see on national TV, that it can be done, and that maybe that inspires other people who have stories they want to tell, topics they want to get involved with, and things to also get involved and come to one of our seminars or one of our training sessions to see if maybe they would like to come on air or behind the scenes and work at the station and really build up the community aspect that this thing is really meant to be.
Mm-hmm. I'm definitely hearing your excitement about this whole show and this new use of Beloit Access Television. I'm wondering if you could talk about the thing you're most excited about. What really gets you jazzed up about this, Brian?
Well, I think the most exciting thing is that the city of Beloit is the most exciting, amazing small town in America. I mean, when you really think about it, the three legs of the stool are Beloit College, which is a select 180-year-old college, the oldest operating college in the state of Wisconsin, that brings students from 40 different countries and all across the United States into our community, which most small towns don't have. Second, we've got professional sports with the Sky Carp baseball affiliated with major leagues. I mean, evidence of that is one of our players signed a $7 million contract and plays for the Sky Carp. Probably not for too long. At that level, he's probably going to move up quickly. But it's a chance for kids to go to the ballpark and see a future Major League All-Star potentially and maybe get an autograph from them and be very close to them. There's only 120 of these teams in the whole country, and we have one of them. And then the third thing is our industry, obviously led by ABC Supply and Diane Hendricks and her entire group and all the beautiful things that they do for our city. And that's just something you can't replicate. So that, along with the many other things with healthcare and the river and the parks, I mean, it's just a very exciting place. And this show gives us a chance to highlight those things and talk about it in a way that maybe as we go through our life every day here in Beloit, we start to maybe underappreciate all the assets and resources and enjoyable things we have to do around here. So this will serve as a reminder and an incentive maybe to get out there and enjoy Beloit a lot. So I hope this can do a small part to kind of excite that whole idea.
Yeah, I think so. It's great. So we're in our first episode right now, long way to go, but if you imagine us a year from now, with all those different episodes under our belt, what would success look like to you? How would you look back and think, yeah, this was a great year for Behind Beloit?
Yeah, I mean, I think success would be as you and I see one another down at the farmer's market next summer, we have people coming up to you and recognizing you and giving you ideas for future shows or commenting on how, maybe they didn't realize that it was beet juice that we used to help, abate some of the slipperiness and snowfalls, or why we push the snow into the middle of the street downtown. And, now they understand it and it makes more sense. Or, how they could use mass transit, or something about ABC Supply Stadium that they didn't realize and appreciate the fact that, we were, only a hair away of losing the team. And, thanks to the civic support of Diane Hendricks and others, we were able to put this ABC Supply Stadium together. And now we have professional baseball where you can go out and let the kids get their wiggles out or see a neighbor or enjoy a nice summer night. And it caused somebody to say, hey, let's go to a game this week. I mean, we haven't been out there for a little while. And I think success would be that we helped kind of unearth some of the great things that are here and inspired people to get out and take advantage of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really cool. All right, well, thank you for joining us today,
Yeah.
Brian, for our very first episode of Behind Beloit on Beloit
Yeah, and
Access
thank you
Television.
for agreeing to be the host. We're so excited about it, and we're going to get in here once a week and produce something every Friday, and try to keep up with all the things that are going on Beloit. And we're so happy to have someone like you who loves the community, is raising your children here, works in the community, kind of leading that. And we'll take it one step at a time and kind of figure out how to make this thing work, and hopefully people will enjoy it, and it will lead to other programs and things to come that people can enjoy and watch, kind of hyper-local TV. Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you for watching Behind Beloit today on Beloit Access Television. Coming up next, an interview with former city manager of Beloit, Jerry Gabrielatos, talking to us about city services and how they work in Beloit, Wisconsin.
So my name is Jerry Gabrielatos. I'm the city manager in Beloit. I've done this for about 3 years now. What we've done recently, our school superintendent came to us not that long ago and said, hey, we've got a problem getting kids to class. So the high school doesn't provide busing to students. So we've got a bus system, the city does. How can we use our bus system to help get people to class and get them to learn? So we redesigned our bus system. We pulled a bus from the gateway area, so the bus that would go out to Amazon or whatever. Didn't have a lot of people on it. We repurposed it to go through the city more and go past all of the schools that are in the city. And then we made it easier for students to ride. So we made it less expensive. We made it something where you can just use your ID to get on the bus. And it's just more convenient. Now, I don't have any of the data yet to show how well it's working or not working. But if we have a need in our community, we try to use the resources that we have to address the need that is brought up to us. So we working on that. The other thing that we've done with our bus system that I'm really excited about is we have data about not who in particular, but who's riding and where they get on, where they get off, how long they ride for, all of that sort of stuff. So it'll help us design a system that better meets the needs the residents, and we should probably shift some things based on people where they're not riding the bus. So that's where we've been on transportation in the past, I don't know, 9 months. It's been a big deal here. One of the things I really like talking about is what's happening in the city, right? Like how is the city growing, and what are we doing to make sure that growth keeps moving forward? So you might be aware that there's a casino being built.
I wasn't. Where?
Really? So the Ho-Chunk Nation is building a casino right next to the expressway. When it's finished, there will be a bus line to get people there.
Hey, okay.
Yeah. So there's that. It's about a $500 million investment. There'll be a casino. There'll be a hotel that's 18 stories. So when your parents come visit you at Beloit College, they'll have an additional hotel to stay at. That casino will take on, it'll spur the growth with the east side of town, if you will. And then something that we did recently along in the center of town, if you will, not the downtown, but along Prairie, is create a TIF. Do you know what a TIF is?
No.
I wouldn't know what a TIF was if I didn't work here either. So TIF is like if you were to draw boundaries in the city, right? And you were to cap property taxes there at, I'm using easy numbers, $100. Cap them at a certain level. The next year, the property value will go up, and there'll be an increment, right? So while the taxes aren't officially capped, like that artificial level of $100 stays that way when the TIF is there. And then, like, let's suppose the next year the taxes go up to $105. That additional $5 of increment stays within those borders. So what you're doing is you're investing in that corridor. And you can use that money to provide incentives to developers, other way around. And you can use it for infrastructure. So one of the places in Beloit that I think needs to be improved is if you go to the Piggly Wiggly. Nothing wrong with Piggly Wiggly. I love Miguel and everything that they're doing there, but the intersection which it's in is just kind of not so nice, right? And as somebody who bikes through there with some frequency, I don't take the bus, I take a bike through there with some frequency. That's right. It could be improved, traffic could flow a little easier. That could use some improvement. And then the other place where I think there could be some improvement is farther north along Prairie by what's called like the old Shopco. There's it's a sort of sea of asphalt out there. I wonder if we can use some of the increment that's developed there to help spur more economic development. I used to live along Prairie when I first moved here, so it's near and dear to me. And then on the west side of town, Madison, the way to get to Woodman's, right? We're looking to potentially create a TIF along Madison as well. And we're exploring that. We're going to have conversations with Woodman's. We're having conversations with other property owners along that corridor to see what their plans are and what they think of creating a TIF there. So, in other words, downtown's doing really well, right? We've got bars and restaurants and a giant baseball field and an awesome college. And the casino on the east side, Prairie TIF, and then maybe Madison. Then we're sort of firing on all cylinders, if you will. So that's something that's interesting that's happening in the city. I don't know that all things will be completed by the time that you graduate, but I will say that AJ asked that things get done before they go. So maybe that'll just give it a kick in the butt. I don't know.
A casino is interesting. Like,
Yeah.
what made you guys choose to?
So
I want a casino.
Yeah, the casino is being built by the Ho-Chunk Nation, not by the city.
Oh, the Ho-Chunk
Yeah,
Nation.
and that work started a long time ago. There was a referendum date for a casino in 1999. I was in high school. Didn't vote on it, right? Didn't live here. But all of that work's been going on for a very long time, and the shovels just went in the ground for the groundbreaking last year.
Oh, wow.
So Ho-Chunk is from this area, right? And they chose to make an investment in Beloit, and we're excited about it. But there'll be things other than gambling. There'll be a bunch of restaurants. The hotel, I'm sure, will be cool. So it'll be.
And this is located where?
Willowbrook and Collie, so not far from the expressway. I am sure that if you've been out in that area, you've seen it being built.
So Ellie, now that we have you here, let's take a minute and maybe have the audience get to know you a little bit. Tell us a little bit about yourself. You went to Beloit College as a student?
I did. In fact, I came here from Delaware, where I grew up, and I'm actually a legacy Beloit College student. My mother went to Beloit College, and she came to Beloit back in the 70s because her uncle was teaching here at the time. So she had cousins and other things, so we've got a sort of long family history with ties to Beloit. So I came here as a student. When I graduated, I went off and worked in some other places. I was in Washington, D.C., and then in New Zealand, where I met my husband. And then another Beloit College alum told me about a job at Beloit College and said, you should think about coming back for this. And here I am. It's been...
And tell us a little bit about that. You came back to Beloit, working here. What was your trajectory? What was the capacity that you worked in over the course of time here?
So when I first came back to Beloit College in 2013 and moved to the city of Beloit, I was working in our institutional research office at the college. So that's the office that's in charge of all the official numbers and data and information. So I do surveys of students. I would send out the course evaluations we use to get feedback on each course at the end of the semester. I do the numbers for grant applications, trying to bring extra resources to the college from foundations and government programs that are trying to do the kind of work that we're doing and support that in different ways. And I do our official numbers if you've ever used things like U.S. News and World Report when helping someone with a college search, they used to be books, now they're websites, but they get their data from someone. So every college like ours submits information to them so that they can share it with prospective students and high school students and their families out there. So played a role in getting those numbers out. And then over the years, I just kept finding sort of new ways to be useful at the college, and my roles just kept growing. I was involved in some career preparedness initiatives that we were doing and preparing for our Higher Learning Commission accreditation reviews, various things, and my roles evolved now, and I'm now working closely with the president to advance new initiatives and bring different areas of the college together to work well and really do the things that we're trying to do. I'm doing media relations now, and I'm working with our board of trustees, who are folks from all across the country and the world who really love Beloit College. Some of them are alums, some of them have had children who've attended Beloit College, some of them are community members, and they really provide great governance for the college and make sure that we're on track to do the things we need to do, and I help make sure that all of our meetings with them go go smoothly and things work well. So there's the little behind the scenes, behind Beloit of my life at Beloit College.
Tell us about your relation to Beloit. I mean, what do you and your family do for fun?
Yeah, so my husband and I have three small kids, two in the elementary schools here in the school district of Beloit, and then one at a local daycare, Little Turtles Playhouse. So I'd say a lot of our time, honestly, Brian has spent doing dishes, feeding them, and folding laundry, it feels like. But we do try to get out and do other stuff. We've been really enjoying Nature at the Confluence recently. They have nice programs for all different kinds of ages, including kids, and that's been really fun. Our kids have been learning to swim in South Beloit at a local swim school, and then the oldest one's now doing the State Line Area Aquatics team, which swims at the Beloit College Powerhouse on weeknights. So there's just, I don't know, lots of different fun stuff to do. One of my kids is really interested now in drama, doing Kids Fun and Drama, which runs out of a space by the Eclipse Center, and no, a lot of life right now is shuttling kids to different events and making sure that they're fed and clothed in clean clothes.
So I know you're awfully busy, and that kind of expresses that. So can you tell us a little bit about why you agreed to do a show like this, and maybe what a couple of interviews, personalities, activities that you might be particularly looking forward to talking with the guest about and sharing with our audience?
Yeah, so I agreed to do the show because I think the city of Beloit is a great place to live, a great place to work. It's got so much going on for it, and it's even lots of it we know about and lots of it we don't. And I think understanding what it is that happens in all these different areas of the city and the community that make it work is it's just really interesting to me. So thinking about not just people doing things designed for entertainment or whatever, but also how do we make sure that the streets are clear in the winter and leaves get picked up out of the gutters and gutters don't clog and storm sewers function and all the different things that, what is it all that takes to make Kruger Pool work for so many families every year in the summer. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff, so learning about some of those things and hopefully also just letting some folks in the community know about different things that they may not have known about or even just regular services is kind of cool and kind of fun to see the behind the scenes stuff and also to just learn about there's so many things going on. I'm always amazed in any given weekend. I can look at the Beloit Daily News or Visit Beloit and see all the different things going on and think, how could I possibly do all of this? And for a city of our size, it's just really impressive how much there is going on, how much there is to do for lots of different kinds of people who are interested in lots of different kinds of things.
Well, I'm grateful that you agreed to do this. I think this show is going to be a lot of fun. I think people are going to find it interesting. And I hope you can withstand all the media attention that people on the street when you're riding your bike to farmers market and people approaching you to talk about this exciting show. So
Yes.
I look forward to it, and I thank you for doing it. And we'll really look forward to all the episodes that are coming up this spring.
Yeah. Thank you, Brian. If you're looking for something to do this weekend, City of Beloit is hosting Winterfest with fun activities all over the City of Beloit. Check out the Winterfest website for more information about what is going on. There are stops all over the city. Nature at the Confluence is hosting a Winter Dazzle Day. The State Line Boys and Girls Club is having open gym. And check the list out for more and more things that you can do with your family, inside or out, on this cold winter weekend. Next week, join us to learn more about the Sky Carp schedule coming out for this coming season in the summer and a special visit with someone from Beloit College's new ice hockey teams.